Imagine a world where an empire stretches from the coasts of Britain to the sands of Egypt, where Roman legions stand guard over vast territories and peace reigns across much of the known world. This was the Pax Romana, the Roman peace, a period of relative stability that lasted for over 2 centuries. But what happens when peace is threatened, when chaos knocks on the doors of Rome? In the twilight of this golden age, one man stood at the helm, Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor who ruled not just with power, but with wisdom. Marcus Aurelius was born on April 26, 121 AD, in the heart of Rome. His family was of Spanish descent, and while his father died when Marcus was young, his family's wealth and social standing were significant. His mother, Domitia Lucilla, came from a noble background, and his grandfather, Marcus Annius Verus, was a powerful senator. It was clear from the start that Marcus was destined for greatness. But more than his noble birth, it was Marcus's character that set him apart. Even as a boy, he displayed an insatiable thirst for knowledge and a deep interest in philosophy, particularly Stoicism. He wore simple clothes, rejected luxury, and sought virtue above all else. Little did anyone know, this young boy would one day rule an empire. Rome had no fixed system of succession, but Marcus's intelligence, character, and philosophical leanings caught the eye of Emperor Hadrian. Upon Hadrian's death, his successor, Antoninus Pius, adopted Marcus as his son, preparing him for rule. By the time Antoninus passed in 161 AD, Marcus Aurelius was ready to take the throne. But his rise to power came at a time of uncertainty. The Pax Romana, this period of Roman peace, was beginning to fracture. Borders were threatened by barbarian invasions, and the empire faced internal struggles. Yet Marcus did not rule like those before him. He was not just an emperor wielding power, he was a philosopher-king. Guided by Stoic principles, Stoicism taught Marcus that life's challenges, both great and small, were beyond his control. What mattered was his response. And as emperor, Marcus ruled with that wisdom, focusing on justice, discipline, and humility. He knew that suffering was part of life, whether it was war, famine, or plague, and he sought to face these hardships with calm rationality. 3 major historical events would define Marcus Aurelius's reign. First, the Marcomannic Wars, a series of brutal conflicts along the Danube frontier. These wars tested Rome's strength, with Germanic tribes threatening to breach its borders. Marcus led his armies personally, living alongside his soldiers, showing that an emperor could not only rule, but also fight for his people. Next came the Antonine Plague, a devastating epidemic that swept across the empire, killing millions and weakening Rome's ability to defend itself. Faced with this unseen enemy, Marcus maintained order and worked tirelessly to manage the crisis, refusing to flee or show fear. And finally, perhaps the most lasting contribution of Marcus's reign, the writing of his meditations. Amid war and plague, Marcus Aurelius wrote these reflections as a guide for himself, never intending them to be published. They serve as a testament to his Stoic philosophy and his efforts to govern Rome with wisdom, restraint, and virtue. Marcus Aurelius was the last of the 5 good emperors. His reign marked the end of the Pax Romana, as Rome's golden age of peace began to crumble after his death in 180 AD. Despite the trials he faced, Marcus's Stoic approach allowed him to govern with a clarity of purpose, balancing the chaos of external events with inner calm. He understood that power was fleeting, that life was full of suffering, and that ultimately all we can control are our thoughts and actions. This Stoic mindset not only shaped his reign, but left a legacy that continues to inspire leaders today. For more on Marcus Aurelius, try reading Meditations, a book composed of his journaled thoughts.